5:30, big game in the European, in the race for European places. Not just for Villa, you have to say. I mean, Nottingham Forest are in I guess you'd say they're in a relatively comfortable position, but they are still only 7 points off Newcastle, and Newcastle do have a game in hand. And by the time this all, finishes, Nottingham Forest will be potentially 7 points ahead of Newcastle, and maybe Newcastle will have 2 games in hand. So again, you've got to look at it and say, well, look, if City were to beat United tomorrow, Newcastle win their 2 games in hand. They play Leicester on Monday. Chelsea, let's say they beat Brentford tomorrow. It actually becomes really tight for Forest if they are to lose this. If they lose this, there are teams below them waiting to pounce who do have games in hand. And Villa are one of them, by the way. If Villa were to win, they close the gap on Forest from 9 points to 6. So there's an opportunity. There really is. There's an opportunity there for both of these teams to be claiming Champions League football. I don't think it is done and dusted for Nottingham Forest just yet. I've got to say that. I really don't think it's done and dusted for them. I think there's a big opportunity here for both teams to seize on the opportunity of European football. And we are off. We are off. I'm just trying to get the old chat up. Is the audio all working fine? Let me just double check. I assume it is. Thank you to everyone who's been with us all day today. By the way, we've had some big games that we've already had. Obviously, we were live for the Everton Arsenal game this morning, this lunchtime. That was a big game. Good performance from Everton as well to get the result, get the draw. I think they fully deserved it. Then on to the 3 o'clocks. I think we chose the wrong game, to be honest, but it was a very good one. Ipswich against Wolves. Wolves getting the 2-1 win late winner to break Ipswich hearts. I think the Brighton and Palace game was great, and the Bournemouth-West Ham game was great as well. So, all the 3 o'clock kickoffs were good ones in different ways, and we kept the pace with all 3 of them. And now we've got this big one at 5:30. Big game. Villa and Forest. Who is your money on? Who is your money on? Yeah, I think an Aston Villa win here really does put the cat amongst the pigeons. It really puts the cat amongst the pigeons for Forest and for the Champions League race. Because I still don't think it's by any means certain that Forest get that Champions League spot. Poor from Villa. Hi Edward, how's it going, mate? Excuse me. Ollie Watkins all the way back at the left back spot there, doing good work for Villa. Here's Daniel Marlon. Second Premier League start for him. Chance. Oh, low and safe down there for Matt Sells. Claims it. Michael, being realistic, I see 2-1 Villa. I do think it'll be both teams to score. So there was a free £10 bet on one of the bookies that I look at, and I put that on. Both teams to score, both teams to receive a card. There to be a goal in the first half and a goal in the second half. Elliot Anderson to commit one foul. And I can't remember what else, but I got about 5-1 for a load of different combinations. But I got about 5-1 for that, and it was a free £10 bet. So might get a little cheeky 50 quid on that. Josh, come on the Villa. Plenty of people in the chat supporting Villa in this one. We have got quite a few Forest fans who frequent the chat. I think one of our usuals, one of our regulars in here, Forest Forever, is actually at this game. I think he's there. So if you're watching this back, mate, hopefully it was the right result for you. I haven't got a horse in the race, to be honest. Again, I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm just watching this out of pure enjoyment. I love watching football. I don't really mind who wins, I guess, but just from an objective point of view, like, I don't love the style of play that Forest have. I don't love it. And I'm a big fan of Unai Emery. So I guess my money would be on Villa. Oh, that's a great chance. Martin! Cleared away. That's a good shot there from Sells. That's a free kick to Forest. Free bets, I always take the risks. I want Forest to lose from a United fan. There's plenty of people don't seem to like Forest. It's mad, isn't it, given how well they're doing? Like how, obviously, they're not expected to be in the position that they're in. But they are. There's quite a few teams who I speak to, like supporters of other clubs, who say, oh, I hate Forest, don't like Forest. And I don't really know why. I don't mind them. I don't mind them. They're all right. I mean, you know, as much as I can like another Premier League club, as long as it's not Everton or United or Arsenal or City or Chelsea, the rest of them kind of a much of a muchness. I don't really mind them. Caleb, eating a Twix. I've never had a Twix. Again, you wouldn't know it to look at me, but I've never had a Twix in my entire life. Never, ever, ever. Loads of chocolate bars I've never had. Didn't realise Chelsea can still catch Forest. Yeah. It's not necessarily them that they're looking at. They'll be looking at Newcastle. They will be looking at Newcastle. With those 2 games in hand, if Forest were to lose here, that's a bad result. Because if Newcastle then win their 2 games in hand, they could be a point behind Forest. With 6 games to go. So all of a sudden then, Newcastle are the team who are in 6th. Oh, it's a chance! Oh, just wide. Just wide from Asensio. Josh, you hate half the league. I don't hate half the league. Do I? United, Everton, City, Arsenal, Chelsea. 5. There's only 5 of them. I'm all good. Gyökeres to Arsenal. Arsenal need a real 9 and can compete in the Champions League and the Premier League. I agree with you. I agree with you that they need a number 9. But I'm not entirely sure that Gyökeres is the right one. I think he might be one that you look at, and he might be one that Arsenal end up getting. The one that Arsenal fans all want is obviously Isak. And there's just no way they're going to end up with an Isak. They're going to end up with a Watkins or a David or maybe a Gyökeres. And yeah, I'm not sure that any of them are necessarily the right ones. Caleb, you've never had a Twix. Oh my God, get to the shop and get one. They're amazing. I know it's just a thing. I don't like biscuit. I don't like chocolate and biscuit mixed together. For me, if I'm having biscuit, then it's dipped in a cup of tea. So and they are biscuits, and I'm saying biscuits, I mean like rich tea, digestive, malted milk, biscuits, pure biscuits, not chocolatey biscuits. I don't put chocolate in my tea. That's absolute get on a register behaviour. Same people who like me mum. My mum dips toast in her tea. Toast. I once went out with a girl who used to... Oh, that wasn't the surprising bit, by the way. That I once went out with a girl. I once went out with a girl who used to dip Mackey's chips in a milkshake or in a McFlurry. Again, absolute register behaviour. Michael, why do you hate Chelsea? I hate Chelsea just because of the, Roman Abramovich and the whole Chelsea era of buying. I just hate the fact that they came in and bought success. They were a nothing club, and they came in and they bought success. That's what I didn't like. So anything plastic, you know what I mean? Like Newcastle are very close to that. Newcastle are getting up to that level. Arthur, I'm back, but I'll be bobbing in and out. No worries, mate. You just stick around as long as you can. It'd be good to have you in. That's a corner to Villa. Caleb or João Pedro? Yeah, I don't think João Pedro's that good, to be honest. And he's a decent centre forward, but he seems to be more like in the Kai Havertz mould, in that he can, he drops deep. He kind of plays between the lines a little bit. He can get in the box, and he can be a bit of a poacher, but I don't think he's the prolific centre forward. The one that's going to occupy centre backs. That's what Arsenal need. They need a centre forward who's going to stand in between two big centre backs and have him looking over the shoulder. Someone he's got a bit of pace to go in behind. Someone who's got maybe a bit of strength to kind of bash him about a bit. Sesko does fit that mould. Gyökeres does fit that mould. Even David, to an extent, fits that mould. And obviously he went for Watkins in January. So I don't know, but that's what I would go for if I was Mikel Arteta. Maybe Mikel Arteta has a different profile for the number 9 that he wants. He's previously gone with Jesus and Havertz, neither of whom are typical centre forwards, you might say. So it's interesting. Isak is too expensive for Arsenal. Newcastle don't want to sell Isak. That's why they have that clause. What clause? Newcastle don't have a clause with Isak, do they? As far as I'm aware, they don't have a clause. Mackey's chips dipped in strawberry milkshake is elite. Blech. Absolutely not. Arthur, I think Man U need a keeper more than a striker, to be honest. I think they need both. Yeah, I think they need both. I saw it come through, Kane, literally as I was setting everything up for the chat. I haven't seen what it says. I just saw that it had happened just while I was doing the thumbnail for this. So I'll have a look. As soon as we finish this, I'll have a little look. Caleb, Mateta fits that. Mateta absolutely does fit that. Mateta's a brilliant striker. Yeah, I think Mateta would do a lot better than a number of the big centre forwards that are being linked. Look at his finish today. If you haven't yet, go and see Mateta's goal for Palace today against Brighton. He's a fabulous centre forward. Chance for Villa must be. It's 1-0. It's 1-0. Is he onside? It's Morgan Rogers again. I've been absolutely... Oh, I'm so chuffed at him. I've been slating anyone who's saying anything bad about Morgan Rogers. He's a wonderful player. Again, another one who should be in the England squad. And that's Villa 1-0. There you go. We need to get the score corrected. I can't believe... What time are we on? 12:41. My scoreboard's gone off. Come on. And it's 1-0 Villa. That's a wonderful goal. Is he onside? There's no question that. He's onside. HGTXV, I'm convinced Villa are going to shock PSG. They're cooking. No way. Absolutely no way. PSG are going to batter Villa. Please. Please don't let Villa knock PSG out when they've just beat us. No, I do think PSG are a better side than Villa. As good as Villa are, and they have been very, very good in the Champions League. They've been much better recently, but you've got to remember that all season Villa haven't been fantastic. They're finishing strong, which I think is often it's often a component of Unai Emery teams, that they tend to have these little patches around January where they don't do all that well, Christmas and January, and then they finish the season incredibly strong. We used to see that with a lot of his Sevilla sides. He's just a really, really good manager at getting players through phases of the season, and evidently it looks like Villa are set to finish the season strong. I wouldn't bet against them winning something, whether it be the FA Cup or... I mean, maybe they could go the distance in the Champions League. Who knows? Oh, it's a wonderful bit of play, and they're in again here, Villa. That might be a foul. Refs not give it. 1-0 to Villa. I tell you what, Forest are on the ropes here. Forest are on the ropes. We might go 2-0. They are. It's 2-0. Oh, goodness me. It's Martin across to Marlon. 2-0 Villa. Jesus. Oh, Forest. And I had Forest or draw. I can't believe it. I put Forest or draw on some of these games. Silly, silly man. Mateta left foot, top bin, beautiful. It was a great goal, that, wasn't it? This was really good, but do you know what? I just feel like Forest have switched off again there. Defensively, that's really poor. Who's the left back there? That's good. No, that's good play, actually, by Martin. Who's the right back? Who's left back for Forest? Is that Nico Williams? Is it Nico Williams at the back stick? It is. That's why we sold you. That's why we sold you. Nico Williams switching off at the back stick. Not good enough for Forest. Not good enough. Arthur, I've got Villa 2-1. I've got Forest or draw. 2-0 down inside 15 minutes. They're on again here. I tell you, it could be an absolute cricket score by the way they're playing. Could be a cricket score. Just trying to make sure I've not got anything, any massive bets on. Not massive, but you know what I mean. Just to make sure I've not got Forest or draw on the bulk of these games, and I don't think I have. No, I haven't. I had him on one. So I might have lost a fiver. Dominguez fires it wide. Yeah, I'm good. I'm alright. I'm okay. I've managed to evade Forest or draw. I'm glad, because I knew there was always an outside chance. It's a tough one, this. I do need a Forest goal, though. I do need a Forest goal. Forest goal helps me out massively. Come on, Forest. Sort yourself out. Ale, ale, ale. Why are they all singing ale, ale, ale? That's Liverpool's song. Conquered all of Europe. Right, sorry. I'll be right with you. I am being very, very rude. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not... Oh, no. Okay, there you go. Fine. Stood up to the back stick. Cleared away. Disassi looks decent. He was horrible for us. Yeah, Disassi has had a bit of a rebirth, hasn't he, at Aston Villa? Well, Langer's not happy. Favourite crisp flavour? Mine is prawn cocktail. Prawn cocktail is good, but I fear the only... Do you know the only crisp flavour that I can really entertain? Like, I can leave crisps. I don't... Again, you know, I know it might not look it, but I really don't look like... I don't really have a lot of crisp unless there's a particular flavour in the cupboard, or if I'm in the shop and I'm craving some and I see them. The only flavour of crisp I can really be bothered by is pickled onion. Pickled onion Walkers are gorgeous. What were the black Walker ones from the 2000s? Were they were Worcester sauce then, weren't they? They Worcester sauce. The black Walkers crisps. But even, you know, it's not just them. Like pickled onion discos. Do you remember discos? Maybe if you're old enough to remember discos. Pickled onion discos there was that much flavour in them. You'd go like that. Like proper wreck your mouth and give you ulcers on your tongue. They were that strong. Have you tried Aldi's tangy cheesy deltas? No, I haven't. I haven't, Dad and Reese. Again, I can leave crisps. I can leave them. They don't do a lot for me. I am partial to a Pepsi Max in summer. Especially when it's hot like it is in this room at this moment in time. Just needed some ice. Caleb, pickled onion Monster Munch. Pickled onion anything, to be honest. I like pickled onion crisp. But pickled onion Walkers hit different. Pickled onion Monster Munch. I don't know what it is with pickled onion Monster Munch, but they hurt me teeth. They never used to. But all of a sudden, they hurt me teeth. And I've not got out wrong with my teeth. Like, my teeth are fine. I was in the dentist the other week. Absolutely no problem with my teeth. But for whatever reason, and they're the only crisp that I've ever done it, pickled onion Monster Munch, I always feel like I have dead sensitive teeth after it. Chance. Oh, unlucky. Villa, going to put it back in here. Daniel Marlin. Is Asensio playing? That's good play by Forest, much better. We can now hit the counter-attack here. Elanga's driving forward. He's got Hudson-Odoi with him. There's not much else, though. It's wonderful play by Elanga. Chance. Oh, what a run that would have been. Honestly, if he scores that, goal of the season. Done. Goal of the season, done if that goes in. That is sensational from Elanga. Inside his own half. And not only does he run at the Villa he's terrorising him. He's absolutely got him on. That's unbelievable, that. It's just wide as well. So good from Elanga. Sensations, poppadoms too. Get your head in the game. Yeah, see again, poppadoms. Don't do it for me. I love, again, that's probably one of my weaknesses. I've got a weight loss TikTok channel as well. But one of my weaknesses is definitely curry. But I don't have poppadoms. Never have poppadoms. I mean, Mrs. does have poppadoms. Do you like hula hoops barbecue flavour? Don't like barbecue flavour anything. Don't like barbecue flavour ribs. Don't like barbecue sauce. I don't like hula hoops in general, no. Again, I wouldn't eat hula hoops unless I was absolutely starving and that was all that was available. Oh, chance there. Villa playing dangerously around the edge of the area. And Forest have got a chance here on the counter if they get it right. Oh, just wide again. Hudson-Odoi within the last, 80 seconds, 90 seconds. We've seen Hudson-Odoi put one just wide of the post and Elanga put one just wide of the post. Forest are coming back into this. This is going to be a really good game. They've got some confidence now, Forest. They've got some confidence. What you ordering from the Indian? I'm not ordering anything. I'm not getting a curry. I'm not really that hungry, to be honest. I'm okay. I had What did I have? I had egg on toast. I had egg on toast this morning for my breakfast, and then I haven't had anything since, apart from waters, and I'm now working my way through some ice chips and some Pepsi Max. Because I've been live pretty much constantly since 12 o'clock today for Everton Arsenal. And by the time this finishes, it'll be going on for 8 o'clock. So, and I don't really like eating after 8 o'clock. I'm trying to lose a bit of weight. When the mood strikes, what are you ordering? Oh, when I am ordering from the Indian, I would generally go with a lamb tikka madras, maybe a lamb tikka Ceylon. Ceylon is like a level above madras. Sometimes I'll go to that level. It's kind of in between a madras and a vindaloo. Vindaloo's far too hot. And I did once try a fal, which is like the hottest hot curry. But I can't touch fal. Would never have fal. It depends which Indian you go to. Some Indians make madras and it's a little bit too tomatoey and not very spicy. And you need to go higher. You need to go and get maybe a Ceylon. But yeah, I need a little bit of spice. What is your favourite sweet then, if you had to choose? Again, I'm boring with sweets. I am mega boring with sweets. I just like fruit and ice cream. Banana split. Strawberry sundae. Just give me a load of fruits. Give me strawberries chopped up. Or bananas chopped up with vanilla ice cream. That is perfect for me. Happy with that. And I love an apple pie as well. An apple crumble. My mum makes a beautiful homemade apple crumble. But she hasn't made it in maybe a year or so, actually. It's a good while. She hasn't made it in a long time. Forest get exposed away from home every now and then, don't they? Lost 5-0 away to Bournemouth, lost to Newcastle away, now this. Yeah, absolutely. I just think that Forest have come back into it, though, in the last 5 minutes. They have looked a lot better. Elanga and Hudson-Odoi are causing Villa problems on the counter-attack, and it just looks like Villa have settled down in the last... That's a good tackle. It just looks like Villa have settled down in the last few minutes. Maybe, again, Unai Emery getting his players through this phase of the game where he's saying, look, you're 2-0 up. Just try and take the sting out of the game now. Just keep hold of the ball for a bit. Get your foot on it and just keep hold of it. There you go. He's applauding that now. He doesn't seem to want Aston Villa to venture too far forward and take the risks that we've seen them take. They don't need to kill the game off. Caleb, Ben and Jerry's so good. Royston, he knows what he likes and stands by it in manner principle. If Villa play like this, they'll blow PSG away. I don't know, PSG have been playing really well recently. PSG are very, very good too. Be a good game. And I will be watching it. I'll be doing a live for that one. Is it Wednesday they play? I know Tuesday is Arsenal. Yes, Tuesday we'll do Arsenal. And Wednesday we'll do PSG Villa. So, yeah, we'll be live for both of them on Tuesday and Wednesday if you're around and you want to join me. Up the villains. Yeah, I still fancy PSG. Again, as a neutral, I think PSG are the better side, but Villa are playing exceptionally well. Forest aren't committing enough bodies forward on these breaks. That's good play. That's wonderful play, actually. That's terrific. If he gets to it. And he doesn't. Very nice play by Maatsen. Score predictions for Arsenal. I think 1-1. Royston, I'm a Newcastle fan, but hope you do them. They absolutely robbed us for a draw. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. That was absolute scum, that, wasn't it? Olaina aren't playing, and Forest are struggling down the side he usually plays. I mean, I think the second goal was Nico Williams' fault. I'll say that. I mean, the first one, yeah, Morgan Rogers does kind of cut him apart, but I think, yeah, the second one is definitely Nico Williams' fault. The fact that the cross doesn't come in, or the fact that the cross comes in, you could say is really good play by Martin, because it is. It's a good piece of play. Madrid lost today against Valencia 2-1. They did, yeah, last minute. Hugo Dioro saw it. It was a funny performance from Real Madrid, that. Obviously, Vinicius missing a penalty as well. Vinicius missing a penalty. They had a 19-year-old goalkeeper making his debut for Real Madrid in net. And yeah, not terrific from Real Madrid. I always want the English team in Europe unless it's Arsenal, Man U, Chelsea or Spurs. Okay, that's fair enough. Again, for me, I'll always support the English team in Europe. Unless, as you say, it's Man United, Chelsea, or Arsenal. I don't mind Spurs. I think I would want Spurs if Liverpool weren't in Europe, so Europa League. If it's a choice between United or Spurs to win it, definitely Spurs. Plus, if Spurs win it, that'll fume. Arsenal fans will rage, won't they? That Spurs have won a European trophy before they have. And Arsenal are still trophyless, and Spurs could say they've had a better season than Arsenal. That's a wonderful ball over the top. There's a chance here for Forest if they get this right. It's a penalty, sir. That's a penalty. How's that not a penalty? Oh, ref. If he's onside, I'm sorry, that's a pen. It's Disasi goes straight through the back of him. He doesn't get the ball. That's a penalty. Oh. Spurs are just as corrupt as the other Sky 6. Oh, don't say that, mate. Don't say that, Sky 6. I got a big semi-final tomorrow. What are you doing? Semi-final in what? Nuno looking deep in thought on the touchline. Oh, here he is, Rubes. Rubes, what's going on? He's had an absolute shocker today. Oh, got the double done over him by Palace. Football game playing Newport. Nice. Nice, good luck with that, mate. Daniel Levy literally made Richard Masters block the Newcastle takeover illegally before it happened. Mate, come on. I mean, I'm maybe a bit of a traditionalist in football, but I do want to see an even and level playing field in football. I really do. But I also draw the line at countries owning football clubs. So, like, you can't have a go at Chelsea and accept the money from Saudi. You can't. Like, it's exactly that. You can't have a go at City and accept the money from Saudi. It's the same thing. And I don't agree with it personally. I think Newcastle are very quickly falling into that City and Chelsea bracket that it doesn't matter what you win, no one will really respect you for it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, this League Cup, I think, is a really, really good win for Newcastle. It's happened before. You've kind of spent big. Like, we've not really seen a massive Saudi investment in the club just yet. But I certainly expect that if that started happening, then you'd start getting the plastic shout, same as Chelsea and City do. It's not a country. We had to prove that, mate. If you believe that, it's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. It's the Saudi investment fund. It's the Saudi investment fund. It's not even. Yeah, if you can use all sorts of hoops and jumps to say that it is, and well, it's honestly, it's just absolute certainty. What's going on here? Is he sending off? No. He's not happy with something. There's a yellow card coming out for someone, I think. Yeah, Ryan Yates just having a word with him. Premier League accepted it from Chelsea and changed it for Newcastle. Prem allowed City and Chelsea. I know, but the thing is, mate, the Prem allowed City and Chelsea to spend freely, then stopped it when Newcastle got the money. The problem is, it has to stop at some point. Like, clubs were whinging when Chelsea and City got it. Doesn't change the fact that they shouldn't have got it. I agree with you. If I could go back in time and stop them getting it as well, I would. But it's happened now. But now it's like, okay, well, if countries can just own Premier League clubs, then that to me is just baffling. Like, I just don't think that's the right thing for the Premier League or the football clubs, to be honest. I don't think it's the right thing for the country. I think England is a very unique place in that football is our culture, and I don't like other countries kind of using that passion for whatever their purposes are in life. And it's the same thing. It's not just countries. It's, as you say, oligarchs in Abramovich's case, or in City's case for other reasons. But it's just not a fair playing field. But we're doing brilliantly and spending less than certain clubs. Newcastle are doing brilliantly. Eddie Howe's done a terrific job of that. I have absolutely no problem with at all. I think on the pitch, I really like Newcastle. But I think the way the club is about to be run, maybe, potentially, I don't agree with, and I don't think it's the best thing for either Newcastle or for the Premier League. And that's the only thing you could say, it's not fair that City and Chelsea got it, but we can't. At some point, for the good of the Premier League, it has to stop. Chelsea have just sold their women's team to themselves and tried to pass it off as profit to a different company within their group and passed it off as profit, and UEFA have gone, absolutely not. That's not allowed. And that's the problem. That's the problem. When people see Newcastle doing things, or people see Chelsea doing things, people see City doing things, other clubs then go, well, hang on a minute, they got away with it, that's a precedent, so we can go and do it. And it just ruins the entire league, because everyone else then bends the rules. And it's got to be a really clear, absolute no for everyone. Like, I just don't think it should exist for anyone, really. Isak will be gone in the summer, so Newcastle will have money. I do think Isak will go. Yeah, I do think Isak goes in the summer. He might stay if they get Champions League football, and if there's a promise of big investment. I think he will need some big reassurances from Newcastle that they're looking to do. That they're looking to kick on and be more than just a team that can float around the top six. I think he, quite rightly, given the ability that he's got, I think he quite rightly wants to be playing for a team that has ambitions to win league titles and European Cups and whatever. And he could go to a Real Madrid, a Barca, a City if Haaland went, or a Liverpool. Look, we need a centre forward. He could go to Arsenal. It might be them that gets him. I don't think it will be, but he could go to Bayern and replace Kane. There's loads of places he could go. And I think that there's a number of clubs who would pay good money for Isak. But if Newcastle say they want 150 million for him, he's going nowhere. PSG kit in the back looks amazing. What season is it from? 2001, I think, 2002. Whenever Ronaldinho was there. Let's have a look. Ronaldinho. PSG 2001. 2001-02 it was. I've just got a picture of him here. Wearing that top. GU for you, Forest will do 1 goal. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I've backed Forest to get a goal. Yeah, I've backed them to score. So I hope so. And they've actually played all right, Forest. I mean, they've just defended a little bit ropey in 2 very key moments early in the game. Given how good Forest have been defensively all season, this is quite a step away for them, isn't it, really? Disassi, bloody hell. Disassi with the shot from distance, 40 yards over. Miles over the bar. So yeah, so tomorrow Southampton, if they get beat off Spurs, then they go down. That's confirmed now. So that'll be one thing wrapped up as far as the Premier League are concerned. And then Liverpool, obviously we've got Fulham. A win in that game tomorrow would put Liverpool 14 points clear of Arsenal, with 7 games left. So what would that mean in terms of the title? 7 games left, 14 clear. So we'd need 7 points? We'd need 7 points to win it. Basically. Assuming Arsenal don't drop points themselves. Arsenal have got Brentford next week. We've got West Ham. And then the week after that, Arsenal go to Ipswich. We've got Leicester. So you'd have to say that's still quite tight. And then the week after that, Arsenal have Palace. We've got Tottenham and Anfield. And the week after that, Arsenal have got Bournemouth and we go to Stamford Bridge. I think we'll have cleared it. I genuinely think it's about that Leicester game. Leicester away, I think Liverpool win the league title. That's what I'm saying. I think it'll be done and dusted by then. Yous will lose to Fulham. Yeah, I think I agree with you there, Edward. I think a draw is probably far more likely. I'm not convinced we'll win. Oh, that's poor. It's really poor from Forest. Passing out from the back. Is it Morato? Yeah, passing out from the back. Morato actually saved whoever it was there at right back. Not good enough, that. Not good enough. People are still complaining that Phil Billing isn't in my team. Pfft, mate, you're not going to get anyone to agree with you. There's always going to be one or two that disagree. With Ansintang, what is your prediction for this game? I think 3-1 to Villa. I think there's still goals in this game. I think Forest have got one in them, though. Do you think Forest have got one in them? I think they might get the next goal, actually. And then maybe Villa hit them on the counter-attack while they're pressing late on for an equaliser. Villa hit them on the counter and get a third. That would probably be my guess. That's good play by Forest, much better. And they've played him in down the left-hand side. Gibbs White, corner ball. Offside. There's always a lot who are like, this player should be in there. And I'm like... do you think Nottingham Forest will score a goal? Maka, yes, I do. Yeah, I think Nottingham Forest will. With Ansintang, Kluivert should score this night. Kluivert? Kluivert's already played in the Bournemouth game, mate, and he didn't score. Hey, pal, haven't seen you since the day before the League Cup final. You called it right that day. Did I really? I can't remember. I did. I said that Newcastle had beat us. Yeah, well, hey, listen, it is one of them things, isn't it? Did you go along to the game? Oh, sorry. I thought he was on about a different play. I was on about a different person. Yeah, no, I know you didn't go along to it because you're a Chelsea fan. Here we go. Forest again, pressing really well. They are pressing really high. It's much better, this, from Forest. Much, much better. The problem is that as soon as they win the ball, Villa are so good. They flood men back and they just make it so congested. It's if Forest are going to score, it's probably going to be a long distance one, which you're not going to beat Emi Martinez from distance for the most part. Or it's going to be a penalty, or maybe a scrappy one off a set piece. It isn't going to be well worked and incisive because there's just not enough space in between. That's a great ball. That's a wonderful ball, and the touch from Elanga was missing. It was really good football, that, from Forest. And that's a problem, and that might be a red. Oh, no, maybe not. Okay. I maybe got a bit excited there. It's not a red card. But Onana dived in. The referee there was a little. The whistle went to his lips and he played on, because I think the Nottingham Forest player got straight up. If he hadn't done, I think he'd had a problem there. With Arsenal drawing today means you get the title sooner, or have I worked it out wrong? No, I think we need 7 points as it stands. We need 7 points if we are able to beat Fulham tomorrow. So if we beat Fulham, we need 7 points. Chance! Shot on target from Forest. Emi Martinez has made a save there. But yeah, it's just a case of when, isn't it? Everyone is now focused entirely on the battle for the top 5 race. Because there's Forest, City, Chelsea. There's Villa, maybe Brighton, Newcastle. Maybe Fulham, maybe Bournemouth. So there's maybe 3 positions for 8 teams. And even if you take out Fulham and you take out Bournemouth and you take out Brighton, there's still 3 positions for 5 teams. And it's going to be difficult to work out which of those 5 teams it is. I think Villa have got a great shout the way they're playing. I think Newcastle have got a great shout. They're currently outside the top 5 the way they're playing. You know, Chelsea aren't playing great. City aren't playing great. Forest are getting beat here. It's going to be a really interesting end to the season. I can't pick out who it's going to be, who makes that top 5. Think it was 4 wins you needed after the derby. Yeah, I think if we get... I mean, we've got Fulham, we've got West Ham. After that, we've got West Ham and Anfield. We've got Leicester away. We've got Spurs at Anfield. We probably win the league around then, assuming Arsenal drop... If Arsenal drop points as well before then, which they may well do, you know, they play Brentford, I think they play Bournemouth. There's a couple of difficult games that Arsenal have. They've got to go to Ipswich, Portman Road, but, I mean, that's probably done and dusted now. I'm glad Forest are losing, because if we win tomorrow, we got 2 points behind Forest. Yes, absolutely, that's true. That's true. Big game for you tomorrow against Brentford. That's going to be a tough one. Very tough one. I fancy Brentford there. Xavier up the villains, absolutely. Yeah, playing really well. We could catch Forest in third. You could, but I think Chelsea will be looking over the shoulder. Chelsea are not playing very well at all. That game yesterday against Spurs, not yesterday, was it yesterday? The other night, whenever it was, you played Spurs, Thursday night. Wasn't a good one. Was not a good one. You have us 2 after Arsenal, pal. Yeah, we've got to come to Stamford Bridge, haven't we? Yeah, always a difficult game, Stamford Bridge. Withan, you think United can win against City tomorrow? What do you think? No, I don't. I think City are going to win that one. I think it's going to be a close one, but I would say maybe 2-0 City. 2-0 City, that's what I'm going for. Yes, mate, West London derby, that is. Who are the best 3 strikers United could sign this summer for Amarim's system? For Amarim's system. Again, I think you're talking about the same sort of players that Arsenal are targeting, aren't you? Could be a 1-1 draw or 2-1 either way. In my opinion, I think by the time these players usually have the league wrapped up already. Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be a guard of honour at Stamford Bridge again. We'll have a guard of honour, and we'll have a guard of honour from Arsenal at Anfield. That'll be good fun. Best 3 strikers United could sign this summer for Amarim's system. I'm trying to think of players that you could sign that are within what we would consider to be realistic parameters. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's an awful lot of players that United could sign that maybe fit the profile, but I think United might get priced out of them, or the players wouldn't be interested because there'll be other clubs that are more to their liking. And one of those I would categorise as maybe like Sesko. I think Sesko's probably one of those. Sesko would fit Amarim's profile, I think. Maybe. Yeah, Osimhen's one that people talk about a lot, but again, I'm not sure that United have the money for Osimhen, and he is going to cost a lot of money. And yeah, I don't know. Osimhen would be a good signing for United, but I just don't think he's maybe the right signing. I think they would have to put an awful lot of money into him to get that over the line. I don't think they would. I think a more likely alternative is someone like maybe Gyökeres. I mean, again, we say it all the time, but Gyökeres, the fact that he's played in Amarim's system before, I know it's lazy, but he just fits like a glove. Amarim would get the best out of him. And I don't think there's any... The mad thing is with Gyökeres, I don't think there's anyone really smashing Sporting's door down to get him. Like, Arsenal fans have... Arsenal were linked with him, and all of a sudden Arsenal fans went, "Hey, we don't want Gyökeres, we want Isak." So there's Arsenal fans looking at it and going, "I'm not entirely sure I'm happy with that." I think Jonathan David's still a good shout for a number of teams, Man United included. I think if Jonathan David came into any club, he would add value to him. Whether or not he fits Amarim's profile, maybe not, I'm not sure. Juventus have got Kolo Muani and they've got Vlahovic, and neither of those, I think, both of those could fit in the Premier League, and neither of them are quite getting the time at Juventus that they need. Trying to think of some other players who maybe would fit the bill. Sesko's a good one. I tell you who's one who I've been watching for a while, and I actually suggested him in January. If you go back, I did a video in January where I literally talked about every single team in the Prem and which players I think they should be signing based on which positions are most important. And I mentioned Jonathan Burkhardt at Mainz. Jonathan Burkhardt is one to watch. He is so good. Really, really good player. Look at his goal scoring record. Look at his, the way, the energy that he brings when you watch any Mainz game. He'd be really, really good for United, I think. I think I suggested him for Forest. Yeah, I think he was one that I suggested for Forest because I said that they'll need someone to step up when Chris Wood isn't around, and Burkhardt would be brilliant. He's a really good player. Mateta, obviously I love Mateta, but I don't think you'd get him out of Palace. Lots of noise around Ekitike. Again, good player, but I'm not sure he's right for the Premier League. Same with Jimenez at AC Milan. I don't think he's necessarily right for the Prem, and I think they're finding that out in Serie A. John Duran would have been the right fit if he'd have chose to stick around in the Prem. If for whatever reason he wasn't enjoying it in Saudi, John Duran would be perfect. There's maybe Samu as well in Porto. Samu's a big lad. He'd maybe be right. He got a bit. He can turn and spin, can go in behind. I've watched Porto quite a bit. I'm going to be watching them tomorrow against Benfica. Is Liam Delap worth 40 mil? Yeah, I think he is. I think he is. I think he's a very, very good young English centre forward, and you have to pay the English tax for players like that. It wouldn't surprise me if City took him back, actually. I think City might get him back and then resell him on, because they can probably get more money for him. They've got a buyback clause, haven't they? Is it like 35 million? Chelsea wants Osimhen, Gyökeres, Delap. That's who we're being linked with. I mean, Osimhen's a very Chelsea signing, isn't he? Osimhen is definitely a Chelsea signing. Gyökeres too, but I get the feeling that if Gyökeres was picking a side to go to in England, Man United would probably be the side, just because it's a big club and he's already worked with the manager, and you know that feels like a good fit. Are you gutted about Trent leaving? I am gutted. I'm gutted about him leaving, but I also think it's a bad... I think he's going to regret it. I think it's a mistake from him. As I've covered off, I mean, I don't know if you've been on my channel and had a look at the videos on TikTok, but the amount of stuff that I've posted about him, people are going mad saying, mate, talk about something else. But yeah, so I just think with Trent, He gets covered. He gets a lot of protection at Liverpool. He gets a lot of protection. There's always someone in our right side of midfield that covers for him when he bombs up the pitch and abandons his post. He can fly forward and do the stuff that makes him so good because he has Szoboszlai in that right-hand side, or Gravenberch, or previously it was Milner, Henderson, Fabinho, Wijnaldum. You know, there was Chan. There was always someone there who was just covering for him. And, yeah, I don't think Real Madrid are going to adapt that much for him. They're going to have to... They're going to say, if you can come in, we want that output from you. We want you to be great going forward. But, equally, we expect you to be really good in your 1v1s. And if you asked, even before all these... If you asked any Liverpool fan, even before all of these rumours started with Trent, if you said to him, what is Trent's biggest weakness? I guarantee you, every Liverpool fan would have said 1v1s. 1v1 defending is a real problem. And every single Real Madrid fullback has to be good at 1v1 defending. In Ancelotti's system, you have to be really good at pressing in the opposition half, but you've got to be disciplined defensively. You've got to get back the other way as well. And you've got to win your 1v1s. So, I'm not sure that they'll have Trent bubble wrapped in the same way that Liverpool have done over the years. But I am still gutted. Yes, in short, I am gutted. I'd love him to stay. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope he signs a new contract. But I expect he is going, and, you know, from a personal point of view, good luck to him. I hope he goes and he does all right. He'll probably win some La Ligas. He might even win a couple of Champions Leagues. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna love it over there. I actually think he's gonna leave within 18 months. Which team do you support, mate? I'm a Liverpool fan, Alex. Sesko is class. He scored today, Sesko. Scored today for Leipzig. Edward, I'm playing FIFA and you're the reason I know the scores. Thanks, mate. I just think this is going to be an interesting second half now, though, with Forest and Villa coming out. Because Forest being 2 goals down, Nuno's going to have to throw a bit of caution to the wind, isn't he? He's going to have to say, look, lads, we've got to go for this. We've got to go for this. Alex, what are your predictions for the derby for tomorrow? My predictions, I think City win quite comfortably. Yeah, I think City win probably 2-0. I don't see United scoring. To be honest, I thought they were poor against Forest in midweek, and The only times I've seen United and playing really well is against teams that we know are objectively horrendous, like Leicester, when they battered Leicester just before the international break. You know, they struggle against good teams, Man United, and despite everything, City are still a very good team. So I fully expect that, that United will get beat tomorrow. Bruno Fernandes is he's going to have to do a lot of it on his own. I see a 3-2 United win if Mainu is back and Mount Garnacho so poor. You think United score 3 goals against City? That's bold. I mean, I guess you scored 2 at the Etihad, so it's not really that bad of a shout, but I don't think there's 3 goals in that United team. I just don't think there is, and I think there's going the other way. I think City can score goals, even without Haaland. I think Marmoush... I actually think them not having Haaland strengthens City in a bizarre way, because it'll mean that Marmoush has to play centrally, which is where I think he's better, and it means that they'll probably end up having the midfield playing a slightly different way than they would if they had Haaland there. And that might just suit City. So, yeah, I'm interested. Sam, I know I'm biased as an Arsenal fan, but there was never a... Sam, you're the first Arsenal fan I've had come in here, so I'm really interested to know, why was that not a penalty? Please tell me. I was watching the game this morning, this afternoon, this lunchtime, whatever, and I thought it was a nailed-on penalty. As soon as I saw it, I thought it was an absolute certainty. So I don't understand how you can say that wasn't a penalty. I have no idea how you can say that wasn't a penalty. But I'd be interested, Sam, in your opinion on why it wasn't. If you can let me know why you think it wasn't a pen, tell me. Alex, they always turn up for big games. Who? United? Do they? Nah, I don't think they do. FA Cup final aside, I don't think they do. Julian, why would you support Manchester United? Well, I've always asked myself, I've asked plenty of people that. But, same reason we all support the teams we do. Often, you just, your family, you're born into it. I'm just relieved that my dad was a Liverpool fan. Fulham 1, Liverpool 2 tomorrow. Do you think? I think Liverpool might just draw tomorrow. I hope we win, obviously, but I think they might drop points. Sam, neither had control of the ball and there was very brief contact in the box. But there was contact. We agree there was contact. Whether there was control of the ball or not, they were both duelling for the ball. Harrison was winning that duel and Lewis Skelly was absolutely fouling him outside the box. The thing that goes against Arsenal in this is that I can't remember which Arsenal player it was off the top of my head, but he ran over to the ref. You see it. He runs over to the ref and he points outside the box as if to say it was a foul. It absolutely was a foul. We concede that it was a foul, but it was outside the box. You have to give a free kick. And the referee, you've just said it yourself, there was contact in the box. The foul carries on into the box. To the letter of the law, it's a penalty. You'd want to see a penalty given for that. He's fouling him and dragging him down and pulling his shirt for about 3-4 yards before the box. And then they get into the box and Harrison, maybe Harrison goes down a bit too easy. He doesn't have to go down. But if you're getting dragged, for 30 seconds before and then you get into the box and you're still feeling it, you'd go down. Again, I don't like it, but it's the right decision. It's how football is nowadays. We've seen Arsenal players do it plenty of times. I just can't believe that that's not a penalty. I don't even understand how there is any doubt over it. I think for Mikel Arteta to come out and say that was never a penalty is laughable. And I think it's a little bit of arrogance from him as well. I actually think it's if I was an Everton fan, given that Mikel Arteta's an Everton legend in many ways, I'd be really pissed off at Mikel Arteta. That's not, he's gone there. He's gone there and played a weakened side, thinking that that'll be good enough to beat Everton, even though they've only lost once in 9-10 games, whatever it is, under David Moyes. So, thinking that'll be good enough to get the win. which is arrogance in itself to go and play a weakened side, drop in Odegaard, drop your captain, drop Saka and Martinelli, probably your two best players. Dropping Yuri and Timber, maybe your best fit defender after Saliba. He's dropped a number of players, rotated heavily, and then had the cheek to say, when a penalty is given that most people think, it's pretty obvious it's a pen, he comes out and the first thing he says on telly is not, well done Everton, congratulations, we didn't turn up, we didn't play very well, we didn't create enough chances. Because they didn't. There wasn't enough chances in that game for Arsenal. He got the team selection wrong. That's what happened. He got the team selection wrong, and Everton got a penalty and took it. It was a penalty. I cannot understand how it's not a penalty. The new rule is it has to be prolonged contact, is it not? Well, yeah, that would fall under the bracket of prolonged contact because it's continued for maybe a 6-yard patch of the pitch. Would we agree? Villa has been on form, but I hope for Rashi to get subbed on second half. I think he will do, Alex. Sam, why are they never giving at corners then? Generally asking, not arguing, not aggressively anyway. Listen, you don't... I love all this back and forth. No, there's no need in saying not arguing, not aggressive. You argue and you argue aggressive. I love it. I absolutely love it. For me, I agree with you. I think more should be given at corners when it's a lot of sort of pushing and pulling. But I think we would probably agree, you and I, that there's some fouls that if they happen in one area of the pitch, they're given. And there's some fouls that if they happen in a penalty area, they're not given. And equally, some refs will give them, and some refs won't. And you just never know. There's always that variable. High boots are one. Really common. High boot given all the time in the centre circle. If a player goes in and his foot's up here, it's a high boot, it's a free kick, even if he doesn't touch the player. We've had Alexis McAllister studied here, didn't get a penalty. Sometimes it just doesn't happen because in a ref's mind, they look and they go, does that meet the threshold for a penalty? I think the thing with Lewis Skelly that went against him today was the fact that he didn't just foul him once. Like, if you just have a tug of a player's shirt and then you get yourself back into position, the ref probably lets it go. But he's tugging at his shirt and he's tugging at his shirt and he's pulling him back, and then he uses two hands on him, and it's like, you're taking the mick, mate. It's a foul. It's a foul, and if it was a foul outside the box, then fine. But he's gone into the area. You've given him a decision to make. It's naivety from Lewis Skelly, I would say, but it's definitely a penalty, and it's madness that Mikel Arteta can be so bold and so arrogant to come out and say that. He knows the league is gone. He's resting for the Champions League. I just don't think that's a wise move from him. I don't think it's a wise move from him at all, because he's now put all his eggs in one basket, hasn't he, Sam? He's got all his eggs in one basket. If Real Madrid knock Arsenal out, then this whole rested team against Everton, he'll have categorically got that wrong. Because if they do go out against Real Madrid, as everyone expects them to, then if he'd have played Saka, Martinelli, Timber, Odegaard from the start against Everton, maybe they'd have got to half-time 2-0 up. Maybe he could have took players off then and rested them. That would have been the right way to do things. Instead, he's done it arse about tit and done it the roundabout the other way and left himself with a job to do. That's a foul. That is a foul. And a yellow card, sir. Yeah, absolutely. Marcade, Forest score. It's still 2-0 to Villa. Alex, if Ahmad and Martinez were to be back before May, we might win the Europa League. I don't think you make it through. I think you might just make it through against Lyon. At a push, you might make it through against Lyon. I'm looking forward to that one, actually, because I love Ryan Cherky. I think Cherky's a great player. I think Nuama's a really interesting player. So it's going to be good. It's going to be a good watch, that one. Lyon against Manchester United. But if you do get through against them, I'm almost certain that Lazio would beat United, and I think Bilbao would beat United, and I'd be surprised. I actually, dark horses. Watch Spurs. I think Spurs would beat United. Prem Dad, in my opinion, handballs in the box shouldn't get pens, too harsh, should be indirect free kick. I think it's all about intent, isn't it? I'd love to see a lot of reform in the game in terms of the rules. I think there's a lot of room for change. I don't think it's... You don't want to see penalties given for some of the penalties that are given these days. Because there's so few goals in games nowadays, it feels like one goal can just change an entire match. It can often change a team's entire season. And when one little pathetic, refereeing decision can change that, it doesn't seem right. That's a great ball in and a great chance if he's onside. That's a penalty, must be. Oh, have you missed it? Nico Williams. Oh, no wonder we sold you. It's great play by Forrest. He's onside. There's no question about it. It's a wonderful ball to the far post. He passes it back to Nico Williams. Oh, if he goes down there, he gets a pen. I think it's Onana or Disasi. It's Onana who dives in. And I tell you what, if Nico Williams goes down, he falls over his trailing leg. That's a penalty to Forrest. Instead, he stays on his feet and he cuts inside on his right foot, fires it just wide of the far post on the penalty spot. It's not a great piece of play by Forrest, but it's getting better. They're attacking here again down the left-hand side. Ilanga. Oh, just wide again. Oh, it was Hudson-Odoi. Goodness me. Rodgers now the number 10 for team of the season. Might well be. Alex, I see a 2-2 draw written all over it on Tuesday. Oh no, I don't think there'll be that many goals in it. I think Real Madrid score. I think maybe 1-1. 1-1. Sam, yeah, there's no way we're beating Real Madrid on aggregate. El Forest hace gol. ¿Qué? ¿Qué? No hablo español, Luchin. Forest es mucho bueno. Oh, it's a foul. It's a foul on Villa. They've taken it quickly. Asensio, what a player he is. What a player. Wonderful player. Forest are missing good chances, actually. They are. They're missing quite a few. There's a number of good chances that Forest should have put in away, really. Yeah, I personally think... Sorry, what's this, Edward? Premdad, perfect Spurs striker, in my opinion, is Why from Frankfurt or Arsenal. He'd be good at too. Yeah, Why he's a good player. He's alright. Again, he's fairly new to the Bundesliga. He's a good player, though. I think if anyone's taking anyone from Frankfurt, it's probably going to be Ekitike. Seems to be what they're lining up for in the summer. Is that a foul throw? Oh, you should get fined a week's wages for that. Foul throws, fined a week's wages. Absolutely shocking. It's absolutely shocking. Villa are going to have to be careful here. They're messing around with it at the back. Yet again. keep messing around with it at the back. And then they pump it long, and that's where they're winning. That's where Forest are winning the second balls. Villa are messing around with it around the back. They're passing it out. They're passing it out. And then they go all the way back to Martinez. And because there's no extra pass, they just end up whipping it in. Chance. There we go. 2-1. It's Jota. It's Villa 2. It's Forest 1. Jota Silva. Get in. There we go. Forest is back on. It's back on. Back on. 2-1. It's a great finish, that. I tell you what, that's different class, that. Ah, it's a deflection. It's a deflection. But, you know, take nothing away from it. He does well there. He does well. It's a good finish. It's a very good finish. Good play, that. 2-1. Aston Villa. Game on. Big, big half of football coming up now. Very big. Is Elliot Anderson even on the pitch? Have I missed something here? What's going on here? I desperately, desperately need Elliot Anderson to have made a foul in the game. And I don't even know if he's playing. Let's have a look. Is he playing? Oh, he is playing. Okay, Elliot Anderson's there with Yates. Here's Nico Williams. Chance. Oh, does he give a corner? Elliot Anderson nearly scored an equaliser, though. We're talking about Elliot Anderson all of a sudden. Very nearly an equaliser. PSG won the title today, did you see? I didn't see, but I have heard. I've seen that it's come through that PSG have closed the title off. So, yeah, again, now, look, they can just focus on Europe, can't they? It's ball into the box from Nottingham Forest, cleared away. He's already committed 2 fouls. Has he? Oh, well, if he has, that's brilliant. That's amazing. Let me have a look. Oh, yes. Oh, right, here we go. Under 6 goals, and I've won. I tell you what, I am exceptionally good at betting. I had it for oh, it's just wide. Oh, Elliot Anderson again. Just wide. Forest are very close to equalising there. Oh, so close. He was onside there, cuts back. Oh, it's just wide. How many chances have Forest missed in this game? Do you know what? This has been the best game of football I have seen probably since before the international break. And maybe even further back than that. This is genuinely the first game of football that I've watched that I've really enjoyed watching. It's been good quality football from both teams. Both teams have taken chances. Ball to the far post. Unlucky. Yeah, does this not feel massively different to everyone watching this? This feels like a world away from every other game that I have watched live. It's so different. The teams are really going at each other. Real Madrid versus Arsenal. I want to win, being a British club, but I can't stand Arsenal fans. Yeah, no, Kuram, I'm fully on the Real Madrid express there. I hate Real Madrid as well. They've taken Trent off us, but I am fully Hala Madrid for that one. LZ, I checked on FOTMob. Thanks for that, mate. I appreciate it. It's end to end. It is. I can't believe how good this game's been. It's been a really, really entertaining one. And it's, again, so different to every other Premier League game it feels like we've watched for some time. There's an ebb and flow to it. There's a bit of back and forth. There's both teams, as I say, taking chances, having shots. both teams really going for it as well. Like that's the other thing. It feels like both managers like, no, we want to win this, and you don't see a lot of that in a lot of games. It feels like there's a number of games where we've seen recently where, like from the outset, at least one manager's like, I'd be happy with a point here, and it just changes the whole dynamic of the game. Daniel Marlin's come off, and Ollie Watkins has come off, and on comes Rashi and Jacob Ramsey. Arthur's back. Good to have you back, mate. Karam Halal Madrid, not Halal Madrid. Just Halal Madrid. Who's this one? Is Kamara coming on for... Who's gone off? Who is it who's gone off? I didn't see who went off. Hadidchia, let's go Nottingham. I think Forest are going to win it, you know. I really do. Oh, it's a corner to Leicester. To Forest. I was gonna say I was in Forest. I was in Forest. What am I talking about? I was in Nottingham, and I was in Leicester, in the East Midlands, looking at cars the other day, because it was new car day, and I've never been to Nottingham before. I've been to Leicester before, but yeah, been to Nottingham. Looking at cars. So that was my first experience of Nottingham. Arthur, I hope Villa win. They still might do. Oh, Martinez isn't happy. There might be a red here. Whoa! There's a scrap going on. Bit of a scrap. Bit of handbags. Whoa! Oh, shut up. It's just going to be a yellow card. Get back in your net. Hey, 6 seconds, ref. Foul. He's hung on to the ball for more than 6 seconds there. How did you, what win, Nottingham or Aston Villa? I think Forest will get a point. I think it'll be a draw. That was just ridiculous. That was just them two cuddling. Stop cuddling each other and get on with the game. For God's sake. I love footy fights. That wasn't a fight. Honestly, I'm not even going to make that joke. I'm not even going to make that joke. That's for late night Premier League dad. not for midday Premier League dad. Chance. Oh, cleared away. Villa are taking some chances. They're taking some chances, and Aston Villa they just about get it away. Here's Jacob Ramsey. Good play. This ref is giving nothing. He's gone from giving everything in the first half to like letting everything go and just letting it flow. Oh, here we go. Might be a foul. Good ball, chance. Good defending that by Tyrone Mings. He got Jota in a headlock there for some reason, but he kept him out. Arthur, I had 2 on Villa win. Nice. Lee Bowyer versus Dyer was a fight. Lee Bowyer versus Kieran Dyer was a fight. That's probably the last big one that we've had, though, wasn't it? There's not been many others since then. I remember... Oh, here we go. Villa are in here. Rashford's in the middle if he can get it to him. Oh, chance. Rodgers. Oh, good save by Sells. Very good save by Matt Sells. I need this win after cashing out on Sarr earlier. I need this one. Come on, Arthur. Oh, that's a great ball, Forest. Unlucky Martinez comes out and claims it. I'll tell you what, Murillo's been absolutely smashed there. He's been dropped. He's hit the deck. He's been given the F5 by Morgan Rodgers. That was a great save by Sells. Did really well. I think if you're Marcus Rashford, you're probably looking at Morgan Rodgers and saying, hang on a minute, you've got to pass you've got to square the ball to me there. How are you not squaring the ball to me? Good play by Forest again. There's a chance here if they get it right on the counter. Wonderful play. And here's Gibbs-White driving forward. He's got a Langer with him, I think. Or is it Hudson-Odoi on the left-hand side? He got him. Here's Jota. Cuts inside. Chance. Elliot Anderson. Chance. Oh, drilled wide. Unlucky. Unlucky. I did remember another Premier League fight. I remembered Carragher against Arbeloa at West Brom for Liverpool. Yeah, I remember that one. That was a little bit of handbags. Let me have a look and see whoever's other Premier League fights that I might... Jesus Christ. What is going on in football today? Dynamo Zagreb getting beat 2-0. Off Istra. 20 of the best fights between teammates. Sadio Mane and Leroy Sané. Apparently Mane slapped Sané and left him with a bust lip. Yeah, that's not on the pitch though. Batty and Lasso. Oh yeah, Google that or YouTube that. Graham Batty, David Batty, and Graham Lasso in Spartak Moscow for Blackburn Rovers in the mid-90s. They were getting battered, and that was a fight. That was probably worse than the Dyer one. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna get it on here. It was a bad one. Graham Lasso against David Batty. Yeah, there was a punch thrown there. Oh, good chance for Villa on the counter. Asensio with a shot. Sells just parries it away. Oh. Hugo Lloris and Son. That was just a lot of pointing and shouting, that one, wasn't it? Barton and Usman Darbo. That was on training. Adebayor and Bentner. Bowyer and Dyer. Robin and Ribery. Grobbelaar and McManaman. Yeah, in the Merseyside derby. That one. Rashford's just skied one. Griffin and Fuller. John Hartson and Isle Berkovic in training. Again, not quite the same. But John Hartson literally studied Isle Berkovic. Kicked him in the head. Ooh, claim for the penalty there. Anderson on Kamara. I don't think he's got it, but wasn't far off, you know. Really wasn't far off. Right, let me just get back onto the chat. Sorry, I've missed a few chats. Two good keepers against each other. That's a good... Yeah, I was going to say that is a good point, actually. I've missed that. Sells and Martinez today have both... Well, Sells has. Martinez, I think Forest have been guilty of putting a lot of chances wide. I'm not sure how many saves Martinez has had to make in this game, but it's not that many. Whereas I think Sells has done really well. Andy Cole and Papa Bouba Diop both received red cards for hitting Clement and Darren Pearce. Arsenal v Chelsea 2007, Fabregas v Lampard. Yeah. Arthur, Premier League dad is a legend. Oh, cheers, mate. Appreciate that. Edward, Prem Dad, when Spurs win Europa League, where do you see them finishing next season under Ange? I say top half. I think they have to win the Europa League for Ange to stay in a job. Or at the very least get to like the final. I think if they got to the final, then he could argue that he's done a good job under difficult conditions and Levy might stick with him. Anything less than a Europa League win or latter stages and he's gone, he ain't staying. And then a lot depends, doesn't it, on who comes in and, you know, who stays. And that's another question, you know, because there's a number of players at Spurs, by the way, who they're not sticking around if they don't have Champions League football. You know, we talk about Newcastle and Isak expecting Champions League football. And he does, I'm sure. But what about Kulusevski? What about Van der Ven? Romero? Romero is a brilliant centre-back. A World Cup winning centre-back. He's a brilliant player. Van der Ven, I think, wonderful player. I'd love at Liverpool. Kulusevski, I'd love at Liverpool. There's a number of players at Spurs that, listen, they're not... And they'll look at Heung-min Son. They'll look at Heung-min Son and they'll say, look, if I stay at Spurs through this turmoil, chances are that's where I'll end up. Potless. I've been one of the best wingers in the Prem. World class on his day. Exceptional. And unfortunately, hasn't won a bean. So, I think there's some Spurs players who'll look at it and go, I might look to move on, LZ, Martinez is a very overrated goalkeeper, in my opinion. Do you think so? I'm not sure about overrated. I just think he's a good goalkeeper. I mean, he's solid enough. He has got a mistake or two in him every so often, but he's a very, very reliable, solid goalkeeper, I think. If you're naming your top 5 Premier League goalkeepers, I think Martinez is probably in it, would we say? Would we argue that? Lee, Roy Keane, Vieira in the tunnel. Yep, absolutely. Yep. I'll see you out there. I said worst Irish accent ever. I reckon Iraola from Bournemouth. I mean, Bournemouth have kind of fallen apart, haven't they? I just wonder if a part of the reason for that is John McGinn's just coming on for Aston Villa. That's not the reason that Bournemouth are falling apart, by the way. I think the reason that Bournemouth are falling apart is I just wonder if maybe it's got out in the dressing room that Iraola is looking to leave or has already agreed to leave, and maybe the same could be said for a few of the players, your Hysons and your Kirkes and your Semenyos, and there's a number of players there at Bournemouth who maybe know they're not going to be at the club next year, and maybe the manager too. And what dynamic does that create in the dressing room, and how do players keep producing their best stuff when they know that that's the case for some of the teammates? So I think you could be right. I think Areola probably does leave Bournemouth. Whether he goes to Spurs, again, I think if Areola said I'm leaving tomorrow, I think there'd be a number of clubs knocking on his door. Real Madrid would probably be one of them, funnily enough. Romero will leave if we don't win the Europa. So will Vicario, Kulu, Richarlison. I think Richarlison probably stays. I can't see Richarlison going because I don't know if he'll get the contract that he got at Spurs anywhere else. And I think again he would probably get more of a chance at Spurs. Vicario's a good keeper though. I'd have him in my top 5. But Romero and Van der Ven are very good players. Which is odd considering how bad Spurs' defence is that your 2 centre-backs are probably amongst the best in the division. You could probably argue, a Doggy and Porro as well are 2 that might look around or might be tempted by moves. But I don't think that'll be the case, by the way. I think Spurs, Daniel Levy's, as I say, a very good operator. He'll be very keen to say to these 2, oh, that's not a penalty. He'd be keen to say to those players, look, we're not having exodus here. Yes, we're not in the Champions League, but you're stopping. It doesn't matter what offers come in. There's absolutely no chance you're leaving the club unless we get a ridiculous offer for you. So settle in. You're here for the long haul. You've got a contract. You're going nowhere. And I think that's probably the attitude he would take with them. Van der Ven, red card, down to 10, free kick, and I'm winning 1-0. Controversial opinion, but I think Iraola is overrated. Jed Spencer, great left back. Jed Spencer's had a good season, but I wouldn't get too carried away with him just yet. He is a good left back, and he's had a good season. But we've seen that before with other players. Here's Forest flying forward, chance for Nico Williams. Oh, unlucky. Straight across the face of goal. See, there you go. We talked about this before the game, and they're just bringing it up now on the commentary where they're talking about if Forest were to falter here, there's a number of sides just behind them who Oh, lucky Gibbs White has just put it wide. Oh, and he's screaming. He's screaming at Jota Silva to say, talk, talk. He had a massive opportunity there. Oh, do you know what? If Gibbs White leaves that, I think he's got it's a nailed on one of Forest, I think it's Hudson-Odoi, isn't it? It's not Jota, it's Hudson-Odoi who was behind him. Big chances for Forest. Big chances late in the game. The thing is, when Forest lose, people think that's it. They drop off, but they haven't at all. I'm one of them. I've been guilty of that. I have been guilty of that when I've seen... But in fairness, I didn't say it was just one game. Forest played about 5 or 6 games in a row where they struggled. They really struggled. You know, they got beat against Bournemouth. I know they bounced back and they did the win against Brighton, but they also then... Oh, here we go. Chance for Forest again. Hit it! What are you doing? No! Oh, unlucky. Yeah, there's a few games there. They needed penalties to beat Exeter in the Cup. They kind of laboured through that one. They needed penalties to beat Ipswich in the Cup. Laboured through that one. And they just weren't very good for a run of 5 or 6 games. And I thought, ooh, maybe... And Newcastle as well was the other one, yeah. And I just thought maybe the wheels might be coming off a little bit. And I was wrong, you know, they got straight back to it. And maybe if they lose this one, they'll do the same. Or maybe they won't, you know. Maybe they won't. Maybe Forest, this is where the wheels come off. There's an awful lot of pressure behind them. As I said, Newcastle win. If they lose this, Newcastle have got 2 games in hand. Newcastle win those 2 games in hand. They are a point. 1 point behind Forest in 6th place. So Forest are by no means guaranteed of Champions League football. No chance. Still a lot to fight for. That's what's exciting in the Premier League. These few Champions League and Europa League places, this is what's the interesting bit in the Premier League now. The league season is wrapped up at the top and the bottom. The league title's done. Relegation's done. You know, we're not going to see those played out over the next 7 games. It's now entirely about those 8 teams maybe in those fighting for those 3-4 European places. Camera, chance, must be. Oh, unlucky. Good defending by Forest, cleared away. It's getting a little bit scrappy now. It's just getting a little bit scrappy. That's good play. Wonderful. Camera with a chance. Skies it. Skies it. Lutcher El Gertrude is a good right back. Plays centre back and left back. Would you take him? It was bro, I would. Well, he's one that Slot knows, isn't he? From Feyenoord. Yeah, I mean, he might be the one. Might be one of the ones that we're looking at for this summer. Maybe you're right. Arthur, I really hope they get Champions League football. I do hope they get Champions League football because I would like to see different teams in the Champions League. But there's also a part of me that would just be a little bit smug. Just a little bit. Not a lot, but just a little bit smug. Because those videos that I put on when Forest were playing really bad, and I said, I think the wheels might just be coming off a little bit. The abuse that I got from Forest fans, and I mean borderline violence. It was bad. I got inboxes, I got all sorts, right? Because I dared to say that I thought Forest, and people calling me like Derby fans, and I was like, "What about? I don't even support a Derby. I don't support Derby. I support Liverpool." But there was loads of people in my inbox, loads of people giving me grief over Forest for the fact I said that Forest wouldn't win or wouldn't qualify for the Champions League in their current form. And they've bounced back and they've done really well. I've given credit for that. But if they did actually fall to bits and not get in the Champions League, you know, I'd probably revisit some of them comments. Oh, chance here for Forest if they get it right. Oh, what a save! What a save by Martinez. Has he not give that as a corner? That's a corner, surely. That was a corner, wasn't it? That was definitely a corner. That's a corner. He gets he's touched that wide. Maybe he hasn't. I thought that was a corner. That looked like Martinez got something on it. Yeah, I do think Forest maybe should have. Oh, it was so close, you know. Villa really, really fighting for it here. It's last 10 minutes, big opportunity for Forest if they can nick something. It might just maybe not seal Champions League football for them, but it certainly just kind of keeps Villa away from them. As I say, Villa will go 6 points clear of Forest, or 6 points away from Forest if they were to win this. It's going to be a really interesting end to the season. As I say, I still can't decide. Even now, watching this, I still couldn't tell you who is and who isn't going to qualify for the Champions League. Great run by Morgan Rogers. Corner to Villa. Wonderful play. He's a fabulous player, Morgan Rogers, isn't he? Really, really good player. Another one that I'd love at Liverpool. Like, if I could sign anyone, if I had a cheat code, a FIFA cheat code, I'd love to have players like Rogers and Kulusevski. They would be players I would love at Liverpool. They are Liverpool players. Rogers, Kulusevski. Go and get them. Go and get them. Corner for Villa, whipped in. Cleared away. Matson with a shot about 14 mile wide. Chance. Oh, cleared away by Villa. Forest. It's just end to end. It's like a basketball game at the minute. It's just like a basketball game. It's oh yeah, it's unbelievable. Chance! Oh, what a save again by Martinez. Jota Silva, he's 6 yards out. He has to score. He's offside. Thank goodness me. He's offside. Yeah, he's well offside. He's about a mile offside there. Yellow card for time wasting. Interesting. Rashford, chance. Villa, good tackle. Good tackle. Well, my prediction so far of 3-1 is still on course. I did say what we'd see is Aston Villa get 2-0 up. Well, I didn't say that actually. I said it when they were 2-0 up. I said that Villa would go... Forest would score the next goal, making it 2-1. They would be pushing high to try and get an equaliser, and then Forest would hit him on the Villa would hit him on the counter and make it 3-1. So Time will tell whether or not that is exactly how it pans out. Edward, how's the wife and kid today, mate? Good, thank you. Yeah, they're all good. Appreciate you asking. How did everything go with your, was it your nan? You was it the other day you went and seen? Is everything all good with that? By all means, you tell me you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, mate. But I thought I'd ask because I know it's rough, isn't it? Difficult times. Oh, he's come back out to Marcus Rashford here. Corner. Chance. It's recycled. Villa send it back into the box. Wonderful. Chance. Oh, and again. Corner to Villa. Great turn by Morgan Rogers yet again. He's so good. He can't not be playing Champions League football next year, that lad. Morgan Rogers has to be playing Champions League football next season. Not only that, he has to be in the England squad. If he's not in the England squad, the next England squad, if I'm Morgan Rogers, I am on Ancestry DNA, looking up which countries I can play for. I'm like, Nan, Grandad, right? Where did you, is there any chance? Can we go and play? Can I play for Ireland? Can I play for? I'll go and play for anyone else. There's absolutely no way. If he doesn't get in the England squad, he's probably never getting in the England squad. Playing like this, he has to be in it. Madness. Clock stopped. Apologies. There you go. We're back on. Please, no more goals. 2-1 Villa. Matty, do you think Forest will get the equaliser? I think there's going to be a goal in this, I do think there's going to be a goal. I'm not sure whether it's a Forest goal or a Villa goal. I'm not sure, but I think there's going to be a goal in this. There's still one more goal in this game. I'm telling you, 5 minutes left. McGinn, straight across the face, a goal. I told you, there's chances. There's chances. And as soon as Forest get the ball, invariably, go straight up the other end and they go and have a chance. It's just ebb and flow to this game. There's 5 minutes left. Maybe, 2 minutes plus injury time. Here we go. Last 60 seconds plus injury time. Have Forest got what it takes to get the equaliser? Big 5 minutes or so for Forest. Big 5 minutes for Villa. Massive in the context of their seasons. Can they get it? Because I tell you what, Villa get it. Champions League qualification by the league is back on. If they give away a goal, I mean, it's still not necessarily over, but it certainly makes things a lot harder. The officials just coming out with the scoreboard now. Another half chance there. Gibbs White running into the box. Half chance for Forest in the area. If he just gets a touch on that, that's probably an equaliser. He's just a little bit away from it. Good ball in though. Fourth officials coming out. How many minutes have we got added on? I would expect a minimum of 5. 4. 4 added minutes. Okay. I would have thought we'd have seen more than that, but there you go. 4 added minutes for Forest to do something in. Can they get it? Can they do something? Nico Williams flying down the right-hand side. Cuts inside onto his left foot. Pulls it back. Murillo with the shot from distance off the bar. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. He's got a foot like a traction engine. That was the Alan Partridge meme. Shit! Did you see that? He absolutely leathers it from about 35 yards out and it smashes the bar. Unbelievable. Oh, that was sensational from Murillo. I mean, I think as his manager, you'd be looking at him going, what are you doing shooting from... Oh, actually, that was quite a good shot. Well done. But also, maybe next time you get it, don't be just having pot shots. Maybe try and recycle it. Let's try and get one good chance. Don't just be pinging it and giving him an opportunity to slow the game down. Forest need to get the foot on the ball here. Oh, Rashford's in behind. 1-on-1. It must be 3. And it is. Is it? Is it? Oh, well done, Sells. Rashford knocked it over him. That's a foul. It's a foul and a free kick to Forest. Rashford was 1v1 with Sells there. Very nearly my prediction was coming true. It was a ball over the top. Rashford's running 1v1. He beats Murillo for pace. It's a lovely little dink over Sells. But again, it's a good save. And Sells gets straight back up. And they're both running back towards the goal line. Sells just claws it away before Rashford can nod it in. 2 minutes in to the 4 minutes of added time. Can one of these teams get something? Can they pinch it, Forest? Can Villa close it off? Oh, I'm so tense. It's not even my team playing. Oh, that's poor. That's poor from Forest. That's really poor. .90 seconds to go. The ball sent long. Nico Williams into the area. Pulls it back. Corner to Forest. Big chance now. Big chance. Does Sells go forward? If you're the manager right now, do you send him forward? Do you send him forward? He's not going forward. He's not going forward. There's still 60 seconds left. He's not going forward. Big chance here. Villa 2, Forest 1. Last 60 seconds. Corner to Forest. Nico Williams whips it in. Gibbs White. I think he's offside. Villa clear it away. And it's going to come back to him. It's going to come back to him. Still about 50 seconds or so left to go. Not long. Sent over to the far side. Nico Williams flicks it on. Gibbs White. He's going to go down and get a free kick here, no doubt. That's our ball, sir. Corner. Oh, he gives a goal kick, and that's it. That probably is it done and dusted there. That's probably it done and dusted. Gibbs White tried a little Cruyff flick, and stupidly, he should have just took the free kick. Should have just gone down. He'd have probably got it. Instead, the linesman gives a goal kick to Villa. 10 seconds to go, and you'd have to imagine, by the time this is played, it's probably going to be full time. Goal kick. Emiliano Martinez about to send it up. Ref still not blown. There he has. There you go. 2-1. 2-1. Aston Villa. Big win for Villa, that. Big defeat for Forest as well. You'd have to say. Really good game, that. Really enjoyed that. Massive goal from Donyell Marlon that wins it in the end. Only his second start for Villa. We was talking about Marlon earlier today, wasn't we? And you know, he scored the winner in a really big game for him. So, deserves a lot of plaudits. That takes Villa up to 6th above Newcastle, albeit Newcastle have played 2 games more. Villa are level on points with City. They've played a game more than City. Obviously, City play the Manchester Derby tomorrow. Chelsea play Brentford tomorrow. They're only a point behind Chelsea. And the gap between 5 teams, there's 7 points between 5 teams. But that could be narrowed. Again, I think Newcastle probably beat Leicester on Monday. And if that happens, then there's 6 points between 5 teams. It's massive. It's absolutely massive. And there's really not a lot between Brighton and Fulham below them. I mean, Bournemouth probably let themselves down a bit today. But Brighton and Fulham just below those two could still get involved, you know. It's a really big one. A really big game. Really big result. And I really enjoyed that one. As I say, lots of ebb and flow to it. Massive result. Pleased for Villa as well. Pleased for Villa. It's a good game. Good result for him. And look, now we move on to tomorrow's games. I mean, what does that mean for Liverpool tomorrow? Arsenal dropping points against Everton. Do they go into that Fulham game now with real added? We can get 14 points clear. We can really close the title off now. Does it freak Liverpool out that actually we've got a point less off Arsenal now? We might only be 11 points ahead of them. Maybe Fulham beat us. You never know. And Amadou Onana's absolutely loving it there on the pitch, warming the Villa fans up. It's going to be a massive one, I think, that game tomorrow, Liverpool against Fulham at Craven Cottage. We've also got Chelsea away at Brentford. We're not going to be watching that one, but I will be keeping people informed on the scores. We'll have the live scores on and everything. And then the 4:30, the big one at 4:30. Obviously with Tottenham Southampton as well, sorry. We'll keep people informed on that one. Southampton lose that one tomorrow. They're relegated, they're down. How Spurs approach it? They've got Eintracht Frankfurt in midweek. A big game in midweek, Eintracht Frankfurt. So, will Spurs go full strength? They did against Chelsea. Will they go full strength against Southampton? You'd have to say anything other than a win against the bottom club, and the pressure again would crank up just another notch on Ange Postecoglou. So I think he's got to win, and he's got to win well tomorrow. He's got to send Southampton down. Those Spurs fans are expectant. So we'll keep people informed on Brentford and Chelsea. Chelsea need a big win after that. We'll keep people informed on Spurs and Southampton. But we're going to be doing the watch-along, Fulham against Liverpool. And then straight after that, same as we've done today, we'll be going straight over to Manchester United against Man City. The Manchester derby, huge one for both teams. Manchester City, again, context of Europe. They want to qualify for the Champions League. They've got to win. They'll be looking at getting revenge on United after the massive, the Manchester derby earlier this season, the defeat when Amad Diallo scores late. So, big game, that one. Really big game. Man United, again, how will they approach it? They've got Lyon in the Europa League. Do they need to rest? Do they need to rotate? Do they go big for this one? Again, they've not really got anything to fight for in the league, but you can't not fight in a Manchester derby. So, lots and lots to fight for. I'm really interested to see how they approach it. Really interested. And then we'll be back on Monday Night Football as well for Leicester against Newcastle. Another side involved in the top 5 race for Champions League football. So absolutely loads to play for, absolutely loads to fight for. Thanks so much. If you've not already, go and follow me over on YouTube. New videos coming out every day. If you haven't already, go and follow me on TikTok. Again, X, I'm posting all the time on all of them. Whatever your socials are, whatever you're watching this on. Thank you so much. Massively appreciate it. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for everyone that got involved in the chat. You make a massive difference. I've been here live since 12 today, so this is a good 7.5 hours of work I've just sat here for, so absolutely loads. I need to go and have something to drink, something to eat, a bit of a sit down and a switch off from football, but I'm back for tomorrow. Really looking forward to it. Big day, and yeah, thanks so much. Make sure you're here for tomorrow's games. Take it easy. Have a nice night. Whatever you do.